Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, I invite you to journey with me to a quiet corner of the world, the vast Texas plains, where the wind whispers ancient secrets and the earth holds stories older than time. There, long ago, lived a small Comanche village, filled with people who knew how to listen to the rhythms of the land, and who understood the delicate balance between nature and spirit. But one season, the skies stayed silent. The rain did not come. The rivers ran dry, and the earth cracked beneath the weight of drought. It was a time of worry and waiting, of hope flickering like a candle in the dark. Amid this quiet struggle, a little girl, known as She Who Is Alone, carried a special treasure, a small doll made by her mother, soft and full of memories. Her story is one of courage and love, of sacrifice, and the gentle power of a single heart willing to give everything to save her people. As you listen, allow yourself to drift softly into the world of the bluebonnets, where kindness blooms and the spirit of the land shines bright. Let the peaceful breeze carry you gently as the story unfolds. Relax your body. Breathe deeply. Feel the calm settle in. And now, let us begin. The legend of the bluebonnet. Long ago, before cities and roads, when the land stretched wide and the sky touched everything, a small Comanche village stood quietly on the edge of the great Texas plains. The people of the village lived in harmony with the earth, guided by the rhythms of the sun and the whispers of the wind. But now, the winds carried no promise. The rains had not come for many moons. The rivers had shrunk to shadows of themselves, and the once green grasslands had turned dry and brittle beneath their sun's relentless gaze. Crops failed. Hunger settled like a heavy fog over the village, and hope was beginning to fade. Among the villagers lived a small girl known as She Who Is Alone. She had no family. Her parents and siblings had all passed away in the sickness that swept through their tribe seasons ago. Now, she lived with the other elders and watched the world from behind quiet eyes. Though she was young, She Who Is Alone understood more than most. She carried her grief quietly, like a soft stone in her chest. The only thing she had from her family was a small doll, handmade by her mother, its body stuffed with buffalo hair, dressed in beads and bluebird feathers. She never let it out of her sight. It was her memory, her warmth, her everything. Yet even as the village suffered, she held the doll close, listening to the elders speak in worried tones. They said the Great Spirit must be displeased. They said a sacrifice must be made, something truly loved, truly cherished, freely given. She Who Is Alone listened. And in her heart, a small thought began to bloom. That evening, the fire in the center of the village crackled low, casting golden light across the weary faces of the Comanche people. Elders sat in a circle, their voices soft and solemn. Children huddled close to their mothers. The air was dry and still, the stars above cold and clear. She Who Is Alone, they said, we must each offer what we love most to the Great Spirit. Only then will the earth be healed. Some offered woven blankets passed down through generations. Others gave beads, feathers, bowls, and cherished hunting tools. But in their hearts, many held back, offering not their dearest things, but what they could bear to lose. She Who Is Alone listened without speaking. Her hands rested gently on her doll's soft shade. Its Small, stitched face smiled up at her, the bluebird feathers still bright despite the dust of drought. That night, under a moon pale and watchful, she walked quietly away from the village. She carried no basket, no bundle, just the doll clutched to her chest. She followed the path through the hills, past the sleeping buffalo grass, until she came to a quiet rise, where the stars seemed to press closer, and the sky hummed with ancient memory. There, she knelt. The wind touched her cheek like a mother's hand, and she closed her eyes. She spoke not with words, but with feeling, offering her sorrow, her love, her hope. She lit a small fire with flint and dry twigs. The flames flickered weakly, as though uncertain in the windless night. Then, with a trembling breath, she placed her doll into the fire. The bluebird feather curled first, a small wisp of smoke rising into the sky. The beaded dress darkened, and the doll turned to ash. Her heart ached, but her eyes did not cry. She let it burn. And when it was done, she rose. With both hands, she gathered the ashes and scattered them across the dry earth. She whispered, "This is all I have. Please, let it be enough." The night wrapped gently around her, as if the stars themselves had heard her prayer. She who is alone stood still, feeling the quiet settle deep into her bones. The wind stirred ever so slightly, carrying the last of the ashes out across the hillside, like a sigh from the earth. She stayed there until dawn. The sky slowly shifted from deep indigo to soft pink, and the first rays of morning light reached over the hills. Birds began to call, hesitant and low, testing the silence with song. She who was alone walked back to the village, her hands empty but her heart strangely light. No one noticed her return at first. The elders were gathered again, still discussing the state of the land. The people moved about their slow morning tasks, their eyes heavy with the same fear that had hung over them for moons. But then, someone gasped. A child had run ahead toward the hills and stopped at the edge of the village, pointing with wide, astonished eyes. The ground, once brown and bare, was now awash in blue. Carpets of delicate flowers stretched across the land where none had bloomed before. Their petals shimmered like small stars, the exact color of the feather from the little doll. They blanketed their hillside, soft and still, as if the earth had awakened from sleep and decided to smile. The elders fell silent. The people gathered, mouths open in wonder, as she who is alone stood quietly among them. She didn't speak. She only watched as their eyes filled, not with sorrow, but with awe. Rain clouds gathered on the horizon, heavy and dark. And then, slowly, gently, the rain began to fall. Soft droplets kissed the earth like blessings, soaking into the cracked ground, quenching the thirst of a world long denied water. The people lifted their faces toward the sky, letting the rain run down their cheeks. It mingled with tears, of relief, of joy, of something deeper they could not name. And among them stood she who was alone, small and quiet, her braid damp with rain, her eyes reflecting the wide sky above. She felt no pride, no need to speak. The earth had answered. That was enough. The elders gathered around her. One knelt beside her and placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "You have given more than any of us," he said, voice barely above a whisper. you, a child, have reminded us of the meaning of true sacrifice. She lowered her eyes, but her heart felt warm, like a small fire newly lit. From that day on, the blue flowers that blanketed the hills were called bluebonnets, for they looked like the bonnets worn by the women of the tribe, dyed with the deep blue of spirit and sky. And each spring they returned, year after year, a living memory of the gift that saved them all. Children were taught her story, not just of the drought and the dull, but of courage, of love, and of letting go. Her name was remembered in song and in quiet prayers, whispered at sunset. She who is alone was no longer alone. The land had embraced her. The people had seen her heart. And in every blue bonnet that swayed gently in the Texas wind, her spirit danced, soft, wild, and free. And so, the legend lived on. As the seasons turned, the bluebonnets became a gentle reminder for all who saw them. They whispered stories in the breeze, tales of kindness, bravery, and the quiet power of a small heart, willing to give everything. Villagers would walk through the blooming fields, their fingers brushing softly over the petals, feeling the connection to the land and to She Who Is Alone's brave spirit. It was as if the flowers carried a song only the wind could sing, a lullaby of hope and peace. The little girl's sacrifice became a symbol, not of loss, but of hope reborn. The bluebonnet fields stood tall through storms and sunshine, a living promise that even in the darkest times, light and beauty could bloom. And though She Who Is Alone had once felt alone, her story was now shared by all, carried in the gentle rustle of the petals, in every breath of wind that swept across the plains. Each spring, as the bluebonnets blossomed, the villagers would walk quietly through the fields, feeling the soft earth beneath their feet and the cool breeze on their faces. It was a moment to remember the gifts of the past and to find peace in the present. The flowers seemed to hum with magic, as if telling the land's deepest secrets to those who cared to listen. Secrets of love, sacrifice, and the gentle strength within us all. And so, the legend passed from one generation to the next, carried in whispers and songs, in the petals of the bluebonnets, and in the hearts of those who believe. Whenever the wind sweeps through the Texas plains and the fields are painted blue, it is a reminder that even the smallest gift, given with a pure heart, can bloom into something extraordinary. Now, as you close your eyes and drift gently toward sleep, imagine the soft breeze carrying the scent of bluebonnets all around you. Feel the calm, the quiet love, and the hope that lives in every flower. Let the story of She Who Is Alone lull you into peaceful dreams, reminding you that courage and kindness are the brightest lights in any darkness. Rest now, wrapped in the gentle blue glow of the fields, and know that you are never truly alone. Good night. As the story of She Who Is Alone gently fades, remember this. True courage isn't always loud or bold. Sometimes, it's the quiet choice to give with an open heart, even when it feels like you have so little to offer. Her gift brought life back to the land and hope to her people, a reminder that love and sacrifice can bloom like the bluebonnets in the spring. Now, as you lie here, wrapped in the soft glow of the story's light, let your body relax deeper and your mind drift peacefully. The gentle melody that follows will carry you further into calm dreams and restful sleep. Allow the music to guide you, steady and soothing, as it anchors your dreams and strengthens your rest. Sleep well, wrapped in kindness, courage, and the quiet magic of the bluebonnets. Good night.